Hey guys, we're here with our favorite inspector from Cornerstone Building Analysis. We've got John and Matt Weaver. I've been working with them for, I think I've been working with you guys since like 2012.
Yeah, it's
right?
been a while. Yep.
So 2012, and we're going to ask them some questions. So one of the things that sellers are always super nervous about is the home inspection. So from your perspective, from an inspector's perspective, what do you think the best thing a seller could do to make sure that this inspection goes off flawlessly?
Well, it really comes down to maintenance. So, have they been maintaining things all along? That's a big help, or certainly if they know about some issues, it's always better. Honesty is the best policy, to disclose that right up front. So we know what we're looking at, we know what we're dealing with. Little things like changing light bulbs is a good idea, because if we flip the switches and lights don't work, we're not sure. We're not going to go in and try changing every light bulb. During the inspection, it would take all day. If the appliance is bad, the system is bad, or is it just a simple bulb? So little maintenance items, all those things add up and they help.
What about the air conditioning? Would it be beneficial if they made sure the filter was changed? Or does it make any difference? Are they going to pull one over on you, or is that all,
right.
How does that work?
If they've been changing the filter along the ways. Sometimes you show up and the filter's brand spanking new and the coil is filthy dirty, and it's like, wow, that's probably the first new filter in a couple of years.
I'm Barbara Liston. I'm a realtor in Central Florida, and I'm here with John and Matt Weaver from Cornerstone Building Analysis. Could one of you tell us first, what exactly is a home inspector? What are the typical credentials for home inspectors?
Well, a home inspection is an opportunity for the home buyer. They hire us, we work for them. They want to know exactly what's going on with the particular property that they're looking to purchase. And they hire us, we come in and we go through everything, all the structural components, mechanical components, plumbing, electric, roof. And we find any deficiencies or anything that looks like it could turn into a deficiency. And then we're typically on site for a couple hours going through all the different components and structural systems. We make sure the buyer understands, they know exactly what they're getting into before they purchase this property.
When someone goes on the market, is it a good idea to maybe get an inspection before they list?
A pre-listing inspection can really go a long ways, because A, you can address the issues before they come up.
True.
Makes that go away, take that off the table. Or B, you can disclose those issues so they're on the table, but the buyer knows that coming in, so in essence it takes it off the table anyway. So you sign an as-is contract, but we've disclosed X, Y, and Z. Don't talk to me about X, Y, and Z, because we already told you about that and are priced accordingly.
Yeah, so that kind of gets rid of maybe some future price lowering conversations, if they can kind of wrap it up at the beginning.
Probably going to help you get more money, more of your asking price.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. You guys have been in the business a really long time. You're a family-owned business. I love that. I love supporting small business.
Yep.
And I know that you guys see everything. You see good, bad, ugly, crazy. What would be the one thing that you found where you knew in your heart of hearts that had they not had an inspection, they would have never known about?
Was in a house yesterday out in the country. Bad mice infestation. Mickey Mouse living in the attic,
Nice.
And,
I guess you wouldn't really know that, right?
No, they're in the attic. You might hear them crawling around in the middle of the night, kind of creepy, but then again, it's October, so yeah.
True. Well, we are the house of the mouse, just not that kind of mouse.
That's
yeah.
true. People want to live close to the mouse, but not necessarily with the mouse, right?
Exactly.
What are some of the worst things you've seen in a home that you've saved a home buyer from, or crazy things you found?
Saw a coffin under a house once.
A coffin under a house? Why?
Yeah,
How did it get there?
Didn't open it. No, we don't ask some questions. we don't go there,
New construction. So when I take clients into new construction, sometimes the builder says, no, we don't need one. We have the city coming by.
Yep.
We do, we have all these checks and balances. But I say, I don't know about that. So do you guys do new construction inspections? And is that something that's really beneficial? And what does that look like when you do a new construction inspection for a buyer?
Absolutely. Well, it's a 3-phase inspection usually, right before they pour the slab, right before they hang the drywall, and then a final walkthrough. And what people need to understand, yes, the city's coming by and looking at it. The way that works, the builder signs a contract with their subs. And that contract says that the sub is going to build that item, whatever they're contracted to do, per code, okay? And if they don't, it's on them. So people think, well, if the city's looking at it, first of all, I've seen, we're on camera, but I've seen city inspectors. They're really busy people and they've got a lot of work, and sometimes it's kind of a drive-by inspection, it's pretty quick. Those guys leave the office with hundreds and hundreds of inspections to do that day. It's a really tough job on them. But so it won't necessarily get picked up by the code guys. It won't necessarily get picked up by the general contractor because they're trusting the subs to do the job to code.
Exactly.
If there's a problem afterwards and the buyer sues the general contractor is going to sue the subcontractor, get paid for that amount of money, pay the buyer, and make money on the deal. So there's not a lot of incentive for the superintendent, the general contractor, to really make sure that it's done right. Because if the building department misses it, I don't care. If you sue, I don't care, because I'm going to make money on this.
Right.
It's going to come down to the subcontractor. So for peace of mind and just quality of life, for the buyer to have that a third-party inspection along the way can kind of hopefully eliminate those things from happening, and they can just enjoy their house, which is what we want to do in the first place, live life.
So why is it important that someone hire a home inspector?
Just to make sure. It's another set of eyes. There's no romance in it for us. I don't care if they buy the house, really. You know, I mean, from that perspective, you know, whereas they've got their hopes wrapped up into this, and honey, isn't this great? And some people don't, you know, they've got blinders. Sometimes they don't want us to find stuff because there's that, you know, and it's a hard-fought battle just to get to the inspection process. It could have been outbid on other homes. There's a lot of disappointment and frustration in that whole process. Finally get to the inspection process and everybody's hoping that it goes well, you know, but at the end of the day, is it a good investment on their budget? You know, and sometimes in today's market, you know, they're putting every dollar into just getting into closing. So it could be they can't afford to fix a leaky roof, or the AC goes out in the middle of the summer, or something like that. So you got to really ask yourself, in a seller's market, everybody wants top dollar, is the property really worth what they're asking for in the condition that it's in?
So you bring them back to reality.
Yeah.
And I know that you've been my #1 trusted inspector since
we appreciate
2012.
that.
So thank you so much for ruining many deals for me. Meaning, listen,
about reputation, right?
A good inspector is gonna report the facts, and they're gonna report it accurately to your client. And so I joke that you ruin my deals, but I do appreciate it.
But we
and
also
all
save
the
deals.
thoroughness that you have.
We also save deals. We were just today, I was in Celebration, somebody had a bogus inspector come in and blow their deal up and made a mountain out of molehills. I mean, just really amplified stuff and really, I mean, killed it. It's going to kill the deal. And they hired the listing agent, hired me to come back and say, look, is this guy bogus? Is this legit? Do I need to be worried about this or not? And as it turns out, it's not. They made up a bunch of issues and you know, old damage, and made it sound like it was this big thing, all to try to get the credit. You know, and at the end of the day, none of it was a current legitimate issue. You know, so they're going to let those people walk, but the seller's not worried about putting the product back on the market at the proper price without giving, you know, that credit for something that's really not even a current issue. So
Yeah, I actually forgot about that, but I have been at inspections where you could just tell that there was a lot of embellishing going on.
Yep.
And from being at so many inspections.
Yep.
And one of the reasons why I do like you guys is because you're very factual. So
it
it
is what
really,
it is.
you're just there to report the facts.
Yep.
There's no emotion around it. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. And so we really, really appreciate you, and thank you for taking the time
Thank you
with
so
me
much.
today.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Of
all
course.
right.
All right.
Thank you.
So there's a ton of reasons why we pick the partners we pick. They either come highly recommended or we use them ourselves, and we're here to support you whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest here in Central Florida. We are your local agents with local expertise serving the global community.